President of Iran said today in Saudi Arabia. He basically said that Israel needs to be totally conquered and turned into a Palestinian state, and he recommended arming Palestinians to fight Israel if the fighting in Gaza continues. And he said that the only solution to the conflict would be the creation of a Palestinian state from the river to the sea. All right, so he's basically saying from, I believe he's talking about the Euphrates or Tigris rivers, all the way to the Mediterranean should all be Palestinian, is what he's saying. All right, so he's saying that Israel should not exist and it should all be one big Palestinian state there. All right, and he said that what is happening in Gaza is genocide and war crimes against humanity. All our problems will be solved through unity, and we want to take a historic and decisive decision regarding what is happening in the Palestinian territories. The Palestinian people need our help and support. So he's talking about a historic decision that needs to be made. What that decision is, I have no idea, but here we have a video of all of these Muslim and Arab countries meeting today in Saudi Arabia. 57, guys. Here you can see the Prince of Saudi Arabia. To the right of him is the leader of the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas. To the right of him is Erdogan, the president of Turkey. And to the right of him is the president of Iran. So a lot of powerful figures here, guys, okay? This was a huge meeting. 57 countries, okay, sent their leaders to Saudi Arabia to discuss the situation in Gaza and with Palestine, okay? This was like an emergency summit, an emergency Arab-Muslim summit, okay? Bashar al-Assad, the president of the president of Syria right over there. This is very serious, guys. This is like right out of the Bible. Okay, the Bible says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39 that all of these countries will come together against Israel. Okay, all the North African countries, all the Middle Eastern countries surrounding Israel, and even Russia, they all get together and they attack Israel in the latter days. And what we're seeing here is the beginning stages of this. We see all these African Muslim countries, we see all the Middle Eastern Muslim countries coming together. A lot of these countries normally don't get along. Okay, to see the president of Turkey standing next to the Iranian president. I mean, look at this, guys. This is insane. Here's Erdogan, here's Raisi. I mean, to see these guys in the same room is insane. Turkey and Iran don't get along. Okay, it was just 2 months ago that Turkey was moving their troops to the border of Iran over the situation with Azerbaijan. And Iran was moving their troops to the border of Turkey. Saudi Arabia is an American ally. Okay, we have, bases in Saudi Arabia. We have our military assets there. We gave them probably hundreds of Patriot missiles. Okay, dozens of Patriot missile batteries. They have American tanks. They have hundreds and hundreds of American tanks, F-16s. Okay. And here the Saudis are hosting this meeting with enemies of Israel and enemies of America that want to see Israel wiped off the map and a giant Palestinian state created from the river to the sea. This is very important, guys, okay? The Saudis welcoming these scumbags, all right? Here's a video showing the Saudis welcoming the Iranian president. I mean, this is so surreal to see. I mean, it was just a few years ago, Iran launched missiles at Saudi Arabia and damaged a whole bunch of oil refineries, and here they are meeting right now, shaking hands. Look at this, guys. This is absolutely insane.
The US says fighters backed by Iran have been attacking American forces in the Middle East with drones and rockets for weeks. But Iran's foreign minister, Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, told us his country is not responsible and denied any involvement in the drone attack yesterday in the Red Sea.
In Yemen, they make their own decisions. These groups in Iraq and Syria that are attacking US interests have made their own decisions.
Iran is also a backer of Hamas, and the US says that makes it complicit in the October 7th attacks on Israel. The foreign minister denied that Iran helped plan them or even had advance warning.
They went to capture military fighters. We never support the killing of women and children.
You said they went in to target military personnel. Does Iran believe that Hamas may have made a mistake, strategically or morally, by targeting civilians?
Hamas exercised a legitimate right to defend itself. It was a response to 75 years of aggression.
The US and Iran both say they want to stop the Israel-Hamas war from spreading. But they're old enemies in a Middle East that looks increasingly unstable and dangerously on edge. The US says fighters backed by Iran have been attacking American forces in the Middle East with drones and rockets for weeks. But Iran's foreign minister, Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, told us his country is not responsible and denied any involvement in the drone attack yesterday in the Red Sea.
In Yemen, they make their own decisions. These groups in Iraq and Syria that are attacking US interests have made their own decisions.
Iran is also a backer of Hamas, and the US says that makes it complicit in the October 7th attacks on Israel. The foreign minister denied that Iran helped plan them or even had advance warning.
They went to capture military fighters. We never support the killing of women and children.
You said they went in to target military personnel. Does Iran believe that Hamas may have made a mistake, strategically or morally, by targeting civilians?
Hamas exercised a legitimate right to defend itself. It was a response to 75 years of aggression.
The US and Iran both say they want to stop the Israel-Hamas war from spreading. But they're old enemies in a Middle East that looks increasingly unstable and dangerously on edge. The US says
Breaking news in the past 24 hours is yesterday, Iran warned the United States will not be spared if this war in Gaza continues. And this comes as I let you know that tensions have been escalating between the United States and Iran. There have been attacks taking place, all centered around the Israel and Hamas war. But what is very, very bold about this statement is take a look. It actually took place at the UN in the United States. The foreign minister for Iran stood before all of the UN on American soil and told the United States, you will not be spared if this war continues. Take a look at the video footage so you can see it for yourself.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
So let me know your thoughts. A pretty bold threat on the U.S. soil. Now, this comes, as I shared with you yesterday, that there have been new developments in just the past 48 hours, that people are concerned about World War III sparking between the U.S., Iran. We've already got Russia, Ukraine. We have China and Taiwan issues, and it's all circling around Israel and Hamas. Now, take a look. I shared with you that President Joe Biden, when all of this began 2 weeks ago, warned Iran, do not attack the United States. Take a look.
Made it clear to the Iranians, be careful.
And as I shared with you in yesterday's video, a little bit of context, all of this is circling around the fact that Iran actually funds and supports Hamas to attack Israel. They want to destroy Israel, and the United States is allies with Israel. So immediately, Biden had warned Iran, do not attack the United States with the conflict that is going on. However, I also shared with you that over the course of the past 2 weeks, take a look at this. U.S. troops in the Middle East have been attacked 14 times, and they have been linked directly to Iran. Now, President Joe Biden issued another warning in the past 48 hours. Biden warned there would be a response if Iran continued to attack U.S. troops. And what we heard is that overnight and throughout the day, more attacks took place, and that number of 14 has now gone up to 20. And let me know your thoughts. Do other foreign leaders think that President Joe Biden's threats are empty? Do they not respect him as a leader as they continue to attack our troops regardless of what he has threatened? Well, take a look at this. According to the Associated Press, now U.S. fighter jets are striking Iran-linked sites in Syria in retaliation for the attacks on U.S. troops. And things are escalating between the United States and Iran. And now just yesterday, on U.S. soil, a bold claim by Iran that the U.S. will not